You've probably asked yourself, why can't I just be happy? Here's the truth. Your brain wasn't designed for happiness. It was designed for survival. And that wiring is quietly sabotaging your joy every single day. But the good news? In this video, we'll give you 5 powerful tools to break that cycle and train your mind for long-term happiness. These tools are based on real psychological research and can help you shift the way your brain processes the world. But first, let's begin with how your brain sabotages your happiness. The biggest culprit is negativity bias. Your brain latches onto bad experiences more tightly than good ones. One insult outweighs 10 compliments. That's not dysfunction, it's evolution protecting you from danger. This helped early humans survive threats like predators or poisonous food. But today, that same wiring makes a rude comment on social media feel devastating, while compliments barely register. Your brain flags the negative as important, even when it's not useful. Number 2, negativity in daily life. Notice how a small mistake at work can ruin your whole day, or how you replay an awkward conversation in your head for hours. That's negativity bias in action, training your mind to prioritize pain over peace. The more you focus on what went wrong, the more those neural pathways strengthen. It's a feedback loop. The brain looks for the negative and finds more of it. And over time, this trains your baseline emotional state to lean toward dissatisfaction. Number 3, hedonic adaptation. As you climb the ladder of success, each new acquisition feels exhilarating at first. You celebrate your achievements and bask in the joy they bring. Yet soon enough, the novelty fades and that thrill gives way to a sense of emptiness, as if you're sprinting on a treadmill, never truly moving forward. Each moment of happiness seems fleeting, and you find yourself yearning for the next big thing to fill the void. But that elusive feeling of contentment remains just out of reach, as normalcy swallows your joys whole. In this relentless pursuit of happiness, we must recognize that fulfillment lies not in the accumulation of things, but rather in appreciating the moments we often overlook. True joy emerges when we shift our focus from the next big acquisition to cherishing the simple everyday experiences that enrich our lives. Number 4, lottery winners and adaptation studies show even lottery winners aren't happier long-term. One famous study found that after the initial spike of excitement, their happiness returned to normal levels. And those who suffered major injuries often adapted too. This challenges the myth that external changes create lasting emotional change. Your environment matters, but your brain's response to it matters more. Point 6, default mode network. Here's where it gets sneakier. When your brain is at rest, not focused on a task, it activates the default mode network, or DMN. This network runs in the background when you're daydreaming, reflecting, or just mentally idle. But the DMN doesn't always bring insight. Often it drifts into self-criticism, rumination, and worry. It replays your mistakes. It imagines worst-case scenarios. It obsesses over how you're perceived by others. Point 7, DMN and mental health. The overactive default mode network, DMN, is associated with depression and anxiety. Neuroimaging studies reveal that individuals suffering from these disorders frequently exhibit heightened DMN activity, particularly in areas linked to negative self-assessment. So what does this mean? When your mind is unfocused, it has a tendency to ruminate. Unfortunately, this rumination usually exacerbates negative feelings rather than alleviating them. Therefore, engaging in structured attention practices, such as mindfulness or focused tasks, can effectively disrupt this harmful cycle. Point 8, loss aversion and thought distortions. Imagine receiving a piece of feedback at work. Instead of seeing it as an opportunity for growth, your mind spirals into catastrophizing. What if this means I'm not cut out for this job? This thought takes root, overshadowing any positive recognition you might have received, like a warm sun eclipsed by dark clouds. The brain's tendency to amplify fear turns constructive criticism into a fortress of despair, trapping you in a cycle where even minor setbacks feel catastrophic. Loss aversion intensifies this cycle, making it harder to regain motivation. Ultimately, understanding these dynamics is crucial for breaking free from the mental traps they create. By recognizing and challenging these thought patterns, you can foster a more balanced perspective, allowing room for growth and resilience in the face of challenges. Point 9, desensitization and sensitization. Even the things that once made you happy can lose their magic. That's desensitization. The dopamine hit from your favorite show, your partner's affection, or your hobbies. They fade if you overexpose them. Worse still is sensitization, where your brain becomes more reactive to triggers over time. This is common in addiction. The reward system gets hijacked. Cravings grow stronger while the actual pleasure declines. It's a one-way street to emptiness. Point 10. Why it's not your fault. All of this might sound bleak, but it's important. Your unhappiness isn't your fault. Your brain evolved this way to keep you alive. It wasn't trying to make you joyful. It was trying to keep you alert, cautious, and safe. But that doesn't mean you're stuck. The brain is plastic. It changes. And just like you learned unhappiness through repetition, you can learn joy with practice. So how can you combat all this negativity? Tool #1 Savoring and activation. Let's start with savoring. When something good happens, however small, don't rush past it. Sit with it for 10 to 15 seconds. Feel the warmth of it. Replay it mentally. This isn't just about positive thinking. It's about strengthening your brain's ability to notice and store joy. Neuropsychologist Rick Hansen calls this taking in the good. The more you do it, the more your brain starts treating happiness as valuable data. Tool #2 Gratitude and novelty. Gratitude literally changes your brain. Studies using fMRI scans show increased activity in the medial prefrontal cortex after weeks of gratitude journaling. It rewires you to look for positives. Try writing down 3 things you're grateful for each day. They don't have to be big. And to fight hedonic adaptation, add novelty. Try new things, vary your routine, or revisit old hobbies with fresh eyes. Your brain craves surprise. Give it something to enjoy. Tool #3 Mindfulness and DMN quieting. Mindfulness is a scientifically backed way to deactivate the default mode network. When you meditate, especially focusing on breath or bodily sensations, DMN activity decreases. Over time, this means fewer loops of rumination, more mental clarity, and stronger emotional regulation. Even 10 minutes a day can reduce stress hormones and increase gray matter in emotion-related brain regions. Tool #4 Using negativity wisely. Your brain's threat radar isn't evil, it's protective. But untrained, it overwhelms. The fix? Don't suppress negative thoughts. Listen to them, but then question them. Ask, is this helpful? Is it true? Is there another way to see this? Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, is based on this principle, and it works. You don't need to be endlessly optimistic. You just need to be balanced. Tool #5 The reframe. The stories you tell yourself matter. If your inner dialogue says, I'm failing or I never get it right, your brain believes it. But you can rewrite the script. Reframing means shifting the lens. Instead of I'm stuck, try I'm learning. Instead of this is the end, say this is a challenge. Over time, this becomes automatic and empowering. There you have it. Now you have all the tools you need to fight against your own brain's negativity. Next time you catch your mind spinning on something negative, pause. Ask yourself, is this protecting me or just replaying pain? That question alone is a step toward a happier mind. If this video helped, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights rooted in real psychology. And remember, your brain might resist happiness, but with the right tools, you can train it to thrive. Here are some other videos on psychology you might enjoy.